And welcome back to Hannity. Now, last night on this program, we showed you the shocking undercover video of an abortion doctor in Washington, D.C., telling a potential patient that he would not help her baby if it survived the abortion. Now, tonight, there are more stunning videos from a New York counselor explaining the details of what happens behind the scenes at these abortion clinics. You need to watch this closely. Watch this.
So how do they, like, remove it then?
It's done by suction. It's a sucking tube that they just hold and it sucks it in. And then they put it in a solution and they send it out to the lab so they can measure everything to make sure that everything came out of you. If it did come out in one piece, it's very small.
Okay.
So they would still have to put it in a jar container with solution and send it to the lab.
Oh, okay. So they would just be able to just do it.
All our specimens have to go out to the lab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no matter what.
That's just how you get rid of it, like.
We don't
that's just how you get rid of it, whatever.
Garbage.
Yeah, yeah. Like, what if it was like twitching or like something like that? Like.
The solution will make it stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not gonna be moving around in the jar.
Okay, the solution would make it like.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of the solution.
Okay, so like if it looked like it was like breathing or something like that,
It'll automatically stop. It won't be able to.
it won't be a. Okay.
And here with reaction from the group who shot the undercover video, Live Action President Lila Rose and Fox News contributor Tamara Holder. Lila, let's start at how this got set up, because, I mean, what she's basically saying there is if the baby's alive, oh, don't worry, we'll put it in a solution and kill the baby, which is murder by any definition, is it not? Because this is a late-term abortion.
You're exactly right, Sean. I mean, what's being described here in this Bronx late-term abortion clinic, Dr. Emily's in New York City, is basically infanticide. But, you know, she's describing how, you know, our investigator, who's actually 23 and a half weeks pregnant, is inquiring, you know, what happens if, you know, the baby comes out alive? Because in these late-term abortion procedures, many people don't know this, but they're inducing labor over a period of 2 to 3 days. And they need to get that baby out of the woman ultimately, but they want to kill the baby first. You know, that's part of the procedure. So they're going to be either ripping that baby up in utero, they're going to be injecting poison into the baby's heart, but sometimes the babies come out alive. And in this clinic, what the counselor is graphically describing is how this little baby, if it's moving or breathing when it's born alive, would be placed in a jar of toxin, so it's then drowning to death. So,
Tamara, is that or is that not, if this baby is born alive, does that not have constitutional protections to live?
Look, I didn't create this law. It just so happens that Lila went in at 23 and a half weeks to talk to this person, or technically she was 23 and a half weeks pregnant, when the law says at 24 weeks, at that point, then it's not a legal abortion.
Okay, I'm not asking you that. What this doctor is describing, though, is that infanticide.
No, it's not. It is not infanticide. No,
if the
because
baby's
legally
born, you
it
put
is
it
not.
Wait a minute. What they said is the whole purpose of the solution, if the baby is breathing, is to stop it from breathing.
She said it wouldn't be. No, she said it wouldn't be breathing. And between the two of them, they were talking about it. They were not talking about a baby. And Lila is going to be against anything that has to do with abortion. Period.
So
even if it were a one-week-old child.
If it looked like it was breathing, the counselor says it will automatically stop.
If it looked like it was breathing.
Well, it's meaning if it's breathing.
You're talking to somebody who's done undercover mall-type investigations that have been proven false in the past, and you're going to believe somebody who has edited videos and posted them? Where's the FBI in this? There's no investigation here.
Lila,
because it's not even accurate.
Tamara, first of all, the full footage is posted online. I encourage everyone watching to view it and see if anybody. The full footage is online of the entire investigation to see, can you defend this? Tamara, can you defend killing a child 23 and a half weeks old, even in utero, when it's old enough to survive outside the womb, ripping that child limb from limb? Can you defend that, Tamara?
Well, I can defend the law. I did not create the law. The law says specifically at 24 weeks, I am in favor of legislators. I'm in favor of a government where we create laws by and for the people, and the law says 24 weeks. Therefore, at 24 weeks,
we should be allowing
late term.
Lila?
Do you think we should be allowing killing these children, this little 23-and-a-half-week-old baby, ripping it apart limb from limb in the womb or drowning it in solution outside of the womb? Should either of those things be allowed?
Do you call it a baby at the moment of
It's living and
conception?
breathing outside the womb, yeah. Yeah,
I
it's a baby.
think that
This
I
is,
think
you're
everyone
talking to a
has to admit
pro-life
this
person.
is a baby.
I'm a pro-life
I'm
person.
100% pro-life. 100%.
So, but you're going to call it a baby
Absolutely.
at any time. At any time, you're calling this.
But we're talking about 24 weeks.
When does it become a baby, Tamara?
When does it
what's
become
the
a baby
logic
to
behind
you?
it?
When does it become a baby to you?
I think it's a child science. Science teaches us that at the moment
When
of
is it for
conception,
you,
that
Tamara?
single,
Is it
that
9
single
months?
cell, the single cell embryo, the single cell embryo has complete DNA. It's an individual human being,
All
completely
right, we got to
unique.
take a break. Hang on. When we come back, we have more video, including a doctor that actually says on this undercover video that, in fact, they do nothing to help a baby that was born alive after a botched abortion. More with Tamara and Lila coming after the break.
What if it like pops out like at home? Like,
If it comes out,
yeah.
then it comes out.
Then it
Flush
comes-
it.
Just like flush it.
Yeah, but you still have to come in. 'Cause we
Okay.
have to make sure that everything came out. But we never had a situation like that.
Because if it's like, what if it's like on the floor? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what would we
Yeah,
do
you're
with
not gonna
it?
be taking care of it.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Like, you guys would come and
Yes,
like.
if anything, we'll tell you to put it in a bag or something or somewhere and bring it to us.
That pregnancy is removed and the termination is done with forceps and things like that inside the body. And then he removes that pregnancy tissue and parts outside of the body.
Oh, so how does he like terminate? Like,
It's with the
How does he-
forceps and with the instruments inside the body.
really?
Not do a termination once it's outside of the body. Okay, he has to resuscitate it and he has to send it to the hospital. That's the law.
Now we continue with Lila Rose and Tamara Holder. Now, the one we ran last night from D.C., Lila, actually had the doctor saying, oh, we do nothing to resuscitate it. It's like a DNR. We would do nothing to help it, and we would do nothing, we wouldn't incubate. And if it was in a hospital, they'd have to do it.
Exactly. I mean, Sean, in the D.C. video, the abortionist Santangelo is saying that legally, he says, I would be required to help it, but I would not help it. He says, typically I cut the umbilical cord so it basically strangles to death in utero, but if it comes out alive, well, then I would just leave it. I wouldn't help it. I would not resuscitate. And then he compares that little baby struggling for its life to a person dying, a terminally ill person dying of cancer, saying that child, shouldn't be, protected because it's meant to die anyway,
Unbelievable.
so it should be left to die.
And it's the
it's
same,
heartbreaking.
Tamara, with the Gosnell house of abortion house of horrors, where they're describing these children are born, they're breathing, they're on their own, and they're being slaughtered. And you keep giving me technical, legal, lawyeristic language, and I'm just, where's the heart side of this for you? That when you hear that a baby is born and breathing on its own, that we as a society are so cold and callous and heartless that we don't do anything to help that child?
No, that's not what I said. I think that Dr. Gosnell, found guilty, is a disgusting, disgusting criminal person. However, you're turning into a liberal because if there's one shooting, the liberals freak out and they want all guns banned. Now, this is the same situation. You have Gosnell, one bad guy, who now all of a sudden abortion should be banned.
Gosnell, Washington, D.C., New York, all these tapes
you guys
right
are
here.
hypocrites. You're hypocrites. You get mad about one person, and then you have these undercover organizations
What's
that,
wrong with
that don't
60
even...
Minutes has done this for years.
Right, well then maybe
Tamara.
Lila should get a job with 60 Minutes.
No, I like what she did here.
Because her investigations are shoddy and they're fake.
Hang on, Lila, last word. Go ahead.
Tamara, there are states all over the country where it's legal to abort even up to 9 months, and in D.C. it's up to 9 months. In New York, it's up to 24 weeks.
Well, then go to
As
law
women,
school and
Tamara,
fight the
Tamara,
law
we
instead
can do
of going
better than this,
undercover
Tamara. The
mall
laws
cop.
need to be changed, but people need to change their hearts and minds too, and we can do better than this as women, Tamara. We can do better than this in our country.
You should do better as a woman than go undercover.
What does that mean? Why are you attacking her personally?
Because it's a shoddy investigation.
No, it's not.
Think
Watch
about
it.
it.
You didn't even
Read
watch
the
it.
Yes, well, because
Watch
it's
the footage.
half of
See
it is
see the
edited.
truth
Like,
for
it's
yourself.
not-
You can
We
watch
can
the
do
whole
better
thing.
than killing our children
We
in the
gotta go.
womb, ripping them
Right.
apart, letting them die in toxin. We can do better than this.
We got a break. Thank you both.